let's unbox this grinder. Right, this is the outer box. Right, there's actually another inner box. So let me take it out and show you. Right, I'm quite lacking in the tabletop space, so let me do it at the floor. Right, so this is the grinder that we have brought into Singapore, and yep, this is the design of the grinder and how it looks like. And in this particular one, this is actually the black color unit. And let's unbox this and see how it looks inside. Okay, let me see how do I take this out. There are two tabs on top. Right, open. Right, there's the instructional manual. Right. Right, there's a very thick layer of foam on the outside. Okay, let me bring the camera closer so that you can actually take a better look. So this is what's inside the box, basically the grinder itself, right? And oh, this is actually the dosing cup. It's a very heavy one, right? The bellow. Let me check it out. What is this later on? It comes with a UK 3-pin plug, the base, and this is the body. Right, so this is actually the black color version. Right, this is the matte black color. Right, so this is not the same as the G64, which comes in the wrap. This is actually anodized, and yep, and in terms of the quality, right, it's pretty good from the first prototype that I've seen. I remember quite a while ago I actually did a video on the G64 and the silver color unit, which is a bit glossy and a very specks of stars and glossy kind of silver color plane, which is not exactly very nice and appeasing to the eye. But this unit is definitely much better in terms of the quality of the paint job. Right, so without further ado, let's take out the grinder and show you on the counter. Hi everyone, this is Seah once again. I'm gonna unbox another grinder. Again, this is the grinder that I have been waiting for a long time, and this is actually the variable RPM grinder, right? Which is again from China. And if you have seen my previous video, I've just unboxed the EK43S lookalike grinder from China as well. Right, they are all from different manufacturers, and this one in particular looks like the Lagon P64, right? Yeah, so this is CY, and you know that I love to play with different kind of equipment, and then I would like to share my experience with you. And of course, we do carry this product. If we find this product good, we will actually bring into Singapore, and we will actually put them on sale, right? But before that, let's open the grinder, right, which is called the G64, and this unit is actually the black color one. And yep, so without further ado, let's open this grinder and check it out, right? Right, so I have already taken the grinder out from the box, and this is what it comes with. Right, it comes with a very hefty dosing cup, fully made, I believe it's fully made of aluminium. Very solid one piece. I believe it's there are a few pieces. Okay, the base is, I believe, is attached to the main body of the dosing cup, and the dosing cup fits nicely onto the polyfilter fork, and on top there's actually an anti-popcorn device which is magnetized, right? So you can see this is actually magnetized, and if I take it out, right, you can see that there's actually an anti-popcorn mechanism inside. So this is already built in, so there's actually no need for you to do any more modification to improve the grinder. So the grinder should be good enough to grind out of the box. So on the whole, right, let me show you the grinder. Right, this is the outlook of the grinder, which is in the matte black color. Right, the paint is really nicely finished. Right, and let me attach the anti-popcorn device. And by the way, this attachment, when it's removed, right, you can actually insert a bellow that comes with it. Right, so the bellow can be placed on top to seal off completely. Right, and this bellow is larger than the one on the G64. Right, and of course it comes with a cover, also in matte black color. Right, and you can actually bellow this way, right, if you really want zero retention. But I'm going to test to see whether there's a need to use the bellow, because I'm not a fan of the bellow system. Right, if I can, I will avoid using the bellow. I only bellow when after finish I grind, and then whatever I bellow, I will not be using it in the extraction. I'll just throw it away. Right, so far. So let me remove this, and okay. And with this, I'm going to insert. This is something like a funnel, right, that feeds the coffee. Right, so it is magnetized, which is a nice touch. Right, so far I'm liking the finishing on this grinder. Right, it is quite well finished. Okay, let me remove the tape that's covering the controller. Right, this is where you actually on off the grinder, and then also to make the variable speed adjustment. Wow, this is quite sticky. The body finishing is definitely much better than as compared to the DF64. Okay, let me try to remove the tape that actually is actually used to secure the LCD panel. I believe it's a glass panel that protects the controller at the back. Right, there's a little bit of tape here, which can be removed easily. Right, so far so good. Right, let's switch on. Let's connect these to a power, and then switch it on, and then see how it goes. Right, the power cord comes separately. Right, so it is not attached. It's not fixed on the grinder itself. So far, I'm pretty impressed by the quality of this grinder in terms of the finishing. But that's the most important thing is not the finishing. Right, the most important thing is actually how well it performs. Right, let me move the grinder closer so that I can give you a better view. Right, okay, let me attach it to the power cord at the back. Right, so now as you can see, right, the grinder power is on. You can see the red color button here. Right, hold on to it to start the grinder. This is to adjust the RPM. Press again to start. Press again to stop. Right, when you first started, you have to hold on to the button to start off on and off. So if I hold it, you power off. And if I want to switch it on, I have to hold it, and you'll be switching on. So currently, let me see on the grind setting. It is able to grind from 1, right? There's a marking of 1 here. Okay, let me zoom in to show you. Right, so we can see here. Right, this marking tells me where the my current grind setting is, so I can actually go all the way to 1. Right, let's try to switch on the grinder at 1. Right, you can see that the burr is already touching at 1. Right, so which means to see that this burr is already aligned. It's already 0 out at 1, and you can see there's no 0 here, which means 1 is the minimum you go, and then you just continue to do adjustment until you reach the adjustment that you want. Right, so let's start at 3 and see how the adjustment is like. And then you can see that currently my speed is at 7. So let's hear the motor, right, as I switch on and change the speed to see whether there's actually difference in sound. Right, so let's try to hear the sound. This is a 7. The pitch actually reduces. Wow, it's very quiet. Okay, let's use number 3, and then let's try to grind some for coffee, right? Okay, let me get my scale. Okay, I'll try to adjust the camera angle to give you a top-down view so that you can see better. Right, my dog is actually sleeping there. Alright, so let's measure out some coffee. We will be the first grind of coffee will probably fill up the gaps so that there may be a little bit of retention at the start, but let's give it a try. So you can see there's no cover. It is actually just a funnel, and you just pour the beans right in. For the first one, I will not be doing the measurement. I'll just flush the grinder, right? And also at the same time, I want to flush out all the things that's inside the grinder. So let's switch on the grinder. Alright. Okay, so the beans are pretty hard because these are light roasted beans, so it tends to produce a little bit of sound when you try to grind. Right, so let me see the grind quality. Oh, this is very fine. So this is actually, I believe this is Turkish, right? Um, this is almost like flour, and we are grinding at 3. So I believe if I grind at 3 and using this setting to pull shots, you will actually choke my portafilter, right? And during the extraction, I believe this will choke. For the first part, I will just be doing the initial test on the grinding. I will not be pulling shots on this grinder. So I just want to find out how well it grind, how much retention it actually gets without bellow. So this is my this is the thing I'm interested the most. Right. So now let's weigh out the coffee. Right. So let's dose about 80 grams. And I will probably increase the speed. Currently it's at 3, so let's do at 4. Right, this is 18 grams of coffee, exactly 18 grams, right? So let's pour the coffee inside. Let's listen again. Let's wait for a while. Right, you can see that there's no more coffee coming out. So we will not do any bellowing or tapping on the top. Let's just measure. Excuse me. 17.9 gram. Excuse me. So without any bellowing, there's about 0.1 grams of retention inside. So now let me try to just use my palm and try to switch on the grinder. And I'm trying to tap. Right, and you can see that there's not much retention. And let's weigh again. Still 17.9, which means to say that I do not need to do any bellowing, right? I believe the initial grinding is slightly louder than the DF64. But I think the grinding speed is pretty fast at even at setting of 4, right? So let's try to let me feel the coffee first, right? Wow, this is still very fine, right? Even at 3.2, this will definitely choke my portafilter, right? When I do the extraction, you can see that this is really super fine, right? Right, you can see I can't feel the grain at all, right? It is just like flour, right? Right, let's increase it and grind another one. Right, so let's increase to 4 and see how the grind size is. So the grind adjustment is actually very smooth, and the marking is very well done. The font is also pretty impressive, and the marking, you can feel the cutting. I believe this is all laser etched, so you can see the laser edge on the anodized body of the of the grinder. The entire machine looks really well built. Right, so let's measure another 18 grams, and this time maybe we should pull a shot, right, and see how it goes. Right, exactly 18 grams. Not too sure whether you can read from the scale here. Okay, let me show you. Right, exactly 18 grams here. And this is actually the medium light to medium roasted coffee, right? Our Yunnan red wine series, right? Recently, Shopee banned our Yunnan red wine series, probably because it has red wine inside. It is already mentioned that it is not, there's no alcohol inside, and they still ban our products. I just give up on Shopee, right? Okay, so let's put it inside here. Turn on the grinder. The smell. Okay, let's just wait it until you cannot see any more coffee coming out. You can see that the motor is getting more and more silent. That means that the grinder is almost finished grinding. Right, now let's weigh. Okay, 17.6. Right, so let's put it inside and then let's switch on. .6, so there's about 0.4 grams of retention. Okay, so I think shall we pull a shot and try? So let's do that, right? Since we are already, I don't want to waste a shot. So let's pull one shot, and then I think this will be a quick unboxing video, right, to showcase the G64. I'm pretty impressed with the quality so far, except that when you grind slightly lighter roast coffee, right, the pitch of the grinder can be slightly higher. Other than that, the overall finishing is really good. Then maybe the next video I'll try to open up the grinder and show you what's inside, what's the burr that comes with this grinder that we carry, right? So let's move over to our espresso machine and then we pull a shot, right? Right, and we'll be using the Domopa Super. This is the electronic version. The difference is you cannot see any level here to engage the espresso machine. So this is all by touch screen. We have owned this machine for more than I can't remember when did we ship this grinder in. It's at least half a year ago, probably more than that, and we have been using it daily. Right, so let's try to do a little bit of WDT. Okay, let's do another shot. Okay, so this is close enough. As you can see, nothing is coming out from the portafilter. Nothing, right? So at a grind setting of 4, right, we are still grinding too fine, which means to say that the adjustability of the range of a grinding for the espresso is very, very wide for this grinder. So this grinder is definitely capable of a Turkish grind. So I tell you what, let's dose another 18 grams, and then we'll dose another 18 grams, and then we'll pull the last shot, and then we'll end off the video, right? Because I don't want this unboxing video and first look to be very long. It should be just a very short one to show you the capabilities and the finishing of this grinder. That's what this video is all about, right? Right, so let's dose another 18 grams. And this time we have to adjust the grinder. It's already choking and nothing is coming out, so let's do at 5. And something good about the G64 is actually and how it compares with the DF64 is there are 4 screws that actually hold the burr down, and then and the entire carriage of the upper burr is actually encased inside 4 support and 4 screws. So this gives a much more stable. This gives much more stability in terms of when the grinder is activated. So, and there's no alignment needed on this grinder, right? Let's do 18 grams again. But before that, I'm going to bellow out whatever coffee that's inside, because you can see that I did not do any bellowing, right? 18.1. So let's see how much will I be getting. So let's remove the funnel, right? And then we replace it with the bellow. Right, let's see how much coffee actually comes out. Let's use the dosing cup. Quite. Let's see how much coffee this is, right? Okay, let me get it. Let me zero out these. Oh, the weight is different for these two, right? This is heavier than this. It's interesting. Okay, so this is 0 now. Right, so about 0.4 grams of retention, right, which is the same as what I've dosed just now. Just now I dosed about 18 grams. I'm getting about 670.6 out. So yep, so this is the kind of retention that we are getting on this grinder without any bellow. Right, so now we have already dosed 18 grams. So let's remove this and then pop the funnel back. Pour in. Okay, let's zero out the dosing cup. And by the way, this dosing cup is solid aluminum, right? So it's no longer plastic. We are now grinding at 5, right? Okay, so 17.5. So there's a 0.5 grams. So I was just using my palm. Wow, you can see there's a little bit of coffee that comes up. 17.9. So if I bellow, it will reach about close to 17.9, which is about 0.1 to 0.2 grams of retention. And actually, if I switch on the grinder, increase the RPM, it could actually blow out the coffee ground that's actually probably retained just probably along the chute, and I can achieve as close as a zero retention as possible, right? So now let's move over to the espresso machine, and then let's do an extraction. Almost done already. This one last one. Then after I talk about it, then finish. Right. So I've already flushed my polyfilter so that there will be no coffee remaining from the previous shot. Okay. Right now, let's prepare the puck. Right. So this is the grind quality. Let's do a simple WDT. Right. Distribute. Okay, you can see that I probably have to increase the depth. Okay, so now let's lock up the polyfilter. And we'll pull one more shot. Hopefully this shot is going to be good. Looks like it is still too fine. At a grind setting of 5. Wow, okay. Um, so we are not able to get a successful extraction. So I'll probably do it the next time. But let's just go back to the grinder, right? And let me just take it, bring you to see the grinder again on the overall and outlook of this grinder. Right, so on the whole, this is how the grinder looks like. Really well finished. Comes with a anodized dosing cup, which is aluminum. Pretty solid polyfilter fork. I have not tested to insert the polyfilter directly. I'm going to try it in the next video. Right, the LCD display is pretty clear. Right, some of my customers say that is it possible to do like a dial, right? But that's what they've designed. So let me bring you closer to see the right. So this is the marking, the grinder marking. Right. I cannot get too close. I think the camera can't really capture if I bring the camera too close to the body of the grinder. Right, that's where the power outlet is. So as you can see, the entire grinder is very well finished. Right, so that's the first look on the G64. Right, as compared to the EK, which is the Chinese EK, right, it is a lot smaller. Right, so on the whole, I'm pretty happy with this grinder. Of course, I'm going to continue to do more tests on this grinder to see its capability. So far at grind setting of 5, I can't still pull a proper espresso shot, which means I have to grind a lot coarser than 5. It is, I think the grinding range is very big. So if you're looking to grind Turkish, this is definitely capable, and yep, and you can actually pull a long pre-infusion shot on this, so you can grind super fine, and you can increase the extraction yield with a more fine powder if you grind super fine, right? So on overall, I like this grinder, right? For the first look, it has been improved tremendously from the prototype. The finishing, everything is very well done now. So the next video, I'll probably removing the top burr carrier and see what kind of burr is actually attached inside the G64. And yep, so this is CY once again. Thanks for joining me today. If you like my videos, remember to hit the subscribe button and like my videos, and of course ring the bell so that you will not miss out any video content that we deliver. I'll see you very soon, and stay safe, right? Anyway, link in the comment. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think about this grinder, right? I would like to hear some feedback from you. So far, it has been pretty impressive. There's a bit of retention, right? Which is I will not say that this is a zero retention grinder, right? But it is pretty close to between 0.2 to about 0.5 grams of retention without bellow, right? So I will put this grinder to more tests and then share with you the results. And of course, pull shots from this grinder as compared to probably DF64 in the very near future, right? So thank you for joining. I'll see you very soon.